Hey Canucks fans, welcome to Clay's Canucks commentary for Friday, December the 15th. I'm going to tonight's game. That means the Canucks are going to win. Okay, it means I hope that the Canucks are going to win and beat the San Jose Sharks tonight at Rogers Arena. Just 2 days after the Canucks got hammered, got pummeled, got smoked by the Nashville Predators 7-1. A couple of lineup changes, the biggest one being Chris Tanev is out of the lineup. Add him to the list of the walking wounded. He has a groin strain or groin tear. Expect him out 2 to 3 weeks. So he's out. That means that Alex Biega is now in as our number 8 D-man with Eric Branson still out. So that means on D, you're going to have actually Derek Pouliot move up to play with Alex Edler. And they've had some success before. You have Stutter. There's no such guy. There's Stetcher and Hutton still together. And now we have Biega sliding into play with Michael Del Zotto. And that those will be our 3 pairings. Up front, we're going to have Nick Dowd come back in the lineup on the Michael Chaput sit, and then a bunch of new lines. So now we have the Sedins playing with Thomas Vanek. They've tried that a couple times this year. On the second line, we have Sam Gagner between Louis Eriksson and Brock Besser. On the third line, it's Burmistrov between Goldobin and Virtanen. And our fourth line is Nick Dowd between Marcus Granlund and Brendan Gaunce. And of those 4 units, the one I'm really intrigued with is the third one, the one with Burmistrov, Goldobin, and Besser. Burmistrov has been a healthy scratch more often than not. Goldobin, we're still trying to figure out what we have in him. And Jake Virtanen has been playing on the fourth line for the past 8 or 10 games. It'd be nice to see him, if it means more minutes on the third line, it'd be nice to see him, what he can do, especially playing with another young player in Goldobin. They might actually bring a lot of energy to tonight's lineup. A couple other small thoughts heading into tonight's game. We're obviously seeing how much the Canucks miss Bo Horvat among the other injuries, but especially Bo. It's not a surprise that the Canucks have gone 0-4 since Horvat's injury. And I was thinking, actually, imagine if Horvat did not sign his contract extension in the summer and actually waited until this year. And imagine if he was willing to negotiate during the season. His value actually right now would have been way higher. Yes, he got a nice $33 million, 6 years at 5.5 each. But imagine if the Canucks continue to lose, and he could point to the Canucks and not only getting healthy, of course, and returning the lineup, but if he gets back to full health, he can say, look how much the team needs me. I am now worth 5.75, or I'm now worth $6 million a year. So it might have been not a huge difference in the grand scheme of things, but I'm fascinated to think of. I wonder if Horvat or Horvat's agent, if there's a small part in that wishes that they kind of waited before they settled on the contract. Now, of course, there's a lot of other factors. What does Horvat want? What do the Canucks want? And there, who knows if Horvat would have got more by waiting, and it might have been a big distraction. But it was interesting. I thought about it yesterday. I was talking with a friend about it, and just wondering how much more he would have got if he had waited to sign his contract extension. The other thing, I'm still, obviously, as a big optimistic fan, I want the Canucks to make the playoffs. Do I think they will? I think it's going to be very tough. And we've seen, especially if the last 4 games have been any indication. But I do look at tonight's game against San Jose and Sunday night's game against Calgary as maybe the 2 most important games of the season. And I'm not hyperbolizing. I'm not over-exaggerating, because I really think that if the Canucks can somehow win these 2 games and get these 4 points, that'll put them right in the thick of the playoff hunt. As at least as a wild card spot, because these are keeping 2 Pacific Division rivals from getting points. However, the Canucks come out of here with only 1 or, God forbid, 0 points. That'll put them further back, almost battling the Edmontons for second to last in the conference, just ahead of Arizona. And then really, I think that's too big of a hole for the Canucks to climb out of to try and even consider a playoff spot. So I know it's before Christmas. I know there's still a few more games next week, including Montreal and another San Jose, I believe, and a St. Louis. But I really look at these 2 games, tonight against San Jose and Sunday against Calgary, as really the Canucks season in a nutshell. They need 3 or 4 points. Otherwise, they can kiss any, hopes of playoffs down the drain. And many fans may be saying they shouldn't have been thinking about playoffs, or realistically that they're not going to make it because of all these injuries. But you never know. Stranger things have happened, and maybe the Canucks find a way to fight through and coming off that embarrassing loss to Nashville on Wednesday night. All right, Canucks fans, I'd love to hear what you think. What do you think of the lineup? What do you think of Tanev's absence, about Biega sliding in? What do you think of these new lines? And what do you think of my thought about the Bo Horvat contract extension? Do you think he would have got more if he waited, or do you think they simply weren't willing to go down that path? Leave a comment below. Would love to read it. Subscribe to this channel. Enjoy the game tonight. I hope the Canucks win. I'll be going with my lovely wife, Gail. So I'm hoping for a great night all around. Great company, great game, hopefully, on the ice, and great result. God bless, and go Canucks go.